Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, I'm Octaviola Fresia. I want to review about the short story. The title is The Signal Man. In the final project video in the last semester, I want to review about this story. The Story of the Signal Man, a short story by the English writer Charles Dickens. Summary: the story The Signal Man, 1865, is a short story by the English writer Charles Dickens. 1812 until 1870. In the story, a practical-minded narrator meets a railway worker who has been seeing supernatural visions. The narrator doubts the man at first, but at the story's conclusion, a strange event makes him a believer. In the characterization, there is four arcs of character. The first is narrator. The unnamed narrator, a cheerful and logical man, befriends the signalman at the start of the story. Because he was sheltered for much of his life, the narrator is now interested in the great works of the railroad industry. And the second is the signalman, a dark, shallow man who reluctantly befriends the narrator, monitors train passing through a tunnel. He is responsible for guiding them safely and preventing major accidents. As he later explained to the narrator, this unhappy fate includes the supernatural. The signalman thinks he is being haunted by a ghost who stands by a nearby red light and warns of impending accidents on the rail line. And the third is the ghost. The ghost is a mysterious feature that haunts the signalman, or so he claims, always appearing by the red light near the tunnel and always covering its face, either with its hands or by waving. And the last character is Tom. Tom is the engine driver whose train kills the signalman. Tom tells the narrator that he attempted to warn the signalman of the train's approach by yelling and waving his arms, but the signalman did not seem to hear him. Plot. There is three of plot. The first is exposition. In the exposition, the signalman is told from the perspective of an unnamed narrator. As the story opens, he catches sight of a lone single man, calls out to him, and as the two become better acquainted with one another, he begins to perceive that the signalman is displaying signs of some kind of emotional disturbance. He will later return, and the signalman tells him his story. And second plot is conflict. In the conflict, the signalman confesses to being haunted. He has observed apparitions, the appearance of which foretell later tragedies. The ghost's first appearance heralds a train crash. Later, it would return and warn that someday a young woman would die on of the rains passing by. In the past week, the ghost had come back, and the signalman is convinced that its reappearance means another tragedy will soon occur. And the last plot is the ending. In the end, it is revealed that the ghost was heralding the signalman's own death. As the as as the narrator learns when he finds out that the signalman had been struck and killed by one of the trains. Setting. In the settings, the story The Signalman by Charles Dickens takes place in and around a cabin station of a railway signalman, next to the entrance to a tunnel. The action spans over a couple of nights from the time the narrator meets the signalman up to his death. Point of view. The Signalman by Charles Dickens is a first-person narration, told from the perspective of an involved narrator. The storyteller is a character in the story and takes part in the action as a secondary character. Theme. The theme the theme is life responsibilities are more important than being chased by supernatural threats. Style. In the style, we we take imagery because this story imagine horror story. Example, there is a ghost figure that gives us a mysterious sign located in the aisle of the train. Okay, maybe until here. So forgive for all my mistake. Thanks. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.